Got us a Chicago first up versus Snoo. It's going to be stunned immediately by the Demon Hunter, looking to get some damage onto Chicago as the Ghostos are ripping into the Fleshcraft shielding of Snoo. But that's going to be a quick summon of another demon, trying to explode the demon next to Chicago. He has a soul next to Chicago chilling, and he's looking to pick it up as soon as he can, getting a 20% damage increase as well as a health increase, as the souls from demons do heal quite a bit. And from an old school Legion mechanic, it also gives you the damage increase. It's going to be the stun sunder. Snoo has a demon soul on the left hand side in case he wants to pick it up, in case he ever needs it. But I guess he feels like, you know what, I got meta, I got a lot of leech, I got a lot of damage I can put on Chicago. Wall for Chicago falling off. It could be under a ton of pressure. The Earth Elemental comes in to bolster the healing of Chicago, to bolster their overall health, just as they're taking a beating from the DH. The fiery, chaotic damage of a Demon Hunter. Chicago keeping the Flame Shocks rolling. Snoo summoning up yet another demon, and should be able to slay them one, hopefully very quickly. Pick up its soul. Does get the soul. You know the Demon Hunter picks it up when they're glowing that green. And they got a pretty cool effect, like when the Blade Dance, the guy like a streak to them. It looks awesome. Actually looks so wicked. But Chicago so far has been able to hold their own versus the Demon Hunter, versus the onslaught of Snoo, as the Earth Elemental still staying stalwart next to Chicago, supporting them, giving them extra bolstered health for a time being. As Chicago just looking for some cooldown reduction, potential looking to get a Sunder. Big Ellie Blast on the Snoo, could be really bad. A demon spawns in at a perfect time, slaying that demon. I think he got the heal from killing the demon, but I don't think he picked up the soul yet. I think that soul is still somewhere on the ground next to that guy. Flesh got into Chicago's face, but it's going to be a quick interrupt, and Snoo is right next to that soul. He should pick it up as soon as he can. Stun onto Snoo, could be bad. Trinket's out right now. Needs something, anything. Blurs up, has darkness in case things go bad. Darkness does not cover that Ellie Blast at all. Snoo just hanging back in. Ghost Raptors could be really bad for him. Trying to get aggressive with Ghost Raptors to use that leech in order to survive a little bit longer. Stun in Chicago. I think got a bit of healing from Chicago. Second stun to follow. Snoo had no health whatsoever. And Chicago just sends out the full power of the elements down onto the Demon Hunter. With Kolimaz up next, looking to get in there. Battle Master Stricken used immediately for Chicago. Zwen joining in. Big Bitty B, that's going to be full self-heal with Chicago. I think here's the Dreadnought racial early ahead of time to get himself heal over time, rolling with the wall to follow. As Kolimaz continuing the pressure. That's going to be some back counter pressure from Chicago, some back damage for him. Kolimaz getting those spinning crane kick procs. It's getting quite a bit of healing as well as a bouncing chi wave between him and Fadeaway. Chicago does get a second of breather from Kolimaz. Still needs more healing, no mana whatsoever. Needs to find a way to disengage with Kolimaz as soon as possible. Literally 0 mana. I don't think they can even put down a totem or anything, unless they go for like a Sunder or something with Kolimaz. I think they're just in trouble. Does go for a Chain Harvest. That gives him a little bit of health to work with. Cooldown reduction as well. But I think it's over. Touch of Death was committed by Kolimaz, and he's looking just to disengage out of there completely. Back up and go for a full reset. Fadeaways and stealth. I think he's going to be up next. Cheap shot onto Kolimaz. As Fadeaway going for the full Kieran Burst, is going to be in cap by the monk, but he goes back in there. He's like, you know what? I actually have cooldowns. Maybe I can just leg sweep this guy, Bitty Beam down. Tricking for the rogue with an evasion to follow. It's going to be Kolimaz. Starting to see if he can back up out of there. Going to be Battle Master Stricken. Rolling for Kolimaz. Unless he's running like an unused damage trinket. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are Battle Masters at this point in PvP. The defensive value is kind of big, especially with how bursty Shadowlands PvP is. Gonna be Kolimaz swinging by the rogue. The rogue looking to escape. Gonna be a kidney shot. And the Kolimaz has no way around it. It's Fadeaway trying to make some damage happen. Cheap shot. It is gonna allow Kolimaz that global in between. You gotta make sure your CC is just sealed tight, airtight, to make sure the monk does not get abilities in between. Disarm onto Kolimaz. He prevents his Fist of Fury, but that's about it. Fadeaway fading away in that vantage behind the pillar. Leg sweep. Kolimaz is going to do a ton of damage to Fadeaway. Could be lots of potential pressure. Fist of Fury does have advantage to get out of there and escape. Kolimaz trying to see if he can find him spinning crane kick. Picking up the eyes immediately. Trying to stay proactive. The rogue is out in the open. Kolimaz is going to hit him with a chi wave. Try to see if he can incap the rogue as well. Disarm onto Kolimaz. No Fist of Fury, but still can kick a punch. And Fadeaway is going to be going down with a blackout kick at the end. Diabolicals up next as a Demonology Warlock, just charging out at Kolimaz as he got himself full Fleshcraft ready to go. It's going to be Kolimaz with full CDs ready with images. Storm with the Fire going to be a stun to Kolimaz, potentially second stun with a pet. It is going to be second stun. Destiny Ball getting set up. Diabolicals cannot get the Destiny Ball to Kolimaz at all. He needs to get that good line to the side, but Kolimaz is behind the pillar, catching up on healing. And only now, at 6 minutes into this duel, we're finally getting to that dampener, boys. Only at 8%, but it is going to ramp up over time. As Colimaz looking to get himself a complete reset behind the pillar, the pets are still attacking him, still just clashing out, and big BDB down to Diabolicals does go for a big Dark Pact to get him slowed down in that Fist of Fury. Mortical does let to separate. Colimaz with a massive diffuse magic. Diabolics need to wait up until he has a nice perfect scenario where we can go for big demon bolts. Diabolics is gonna have to have himself full tyrant bursts here, I think, in order to defeat this monk. Got himself decimated bolt, quick cap by the monk, trying to have a go before the warlock has a go. Dark Pact is up for Diabolics. This is gonna keep him alive though. Spinning crane kick to win, potentially the stun. Needs definitely to get a tyrant up and running. Gonna be mad instant cast for demon bolts, doing lots of damage, but the good karma is gonna reverse the damage into healing for Colimaz. Diabolical under a ton of pressure, spinning crane kick and potentially an interrupt on Diabolics. Oh, looks like he is gonna go down, I think, just to the Zoen at the end. Unfortunate with Kitty Cat gonna be up next, trying to get an open onto Colimaz. Big Convoke does not have a trinket, but he's DR'd. Gonna be a trinket for Kitty Cat, just trying to go for the most amount of burst. He's trying to see if he can end this monk right now, leaping back in with a pre-wall. Colimaz slowing him down with Fist of Fury, just trying to back up out of there. He's not really trying to stay next to the cat, he just wants to keep him in place, but don't just get away from him completely. Gonna be reversing that root with the diffuse magic immediately. I didn't expect to get rooted because it was like so, like, as soon as he got rooted, reversed it immediately. That's nutty. Colimaz does back up out of there, spamming vivifies. Kitty Cat is gonna get another opener. Just needs a big old bite. The monk with an in cap gives himself a bit of a breather. With Alexa but a Colimaz BDB, was it gonna be over? If he has a Fist of Fury, I think it might actually be over. Kitty Cat does get himself Frenzy Region, try to go for as much healing as possible. Bear form, potentially could maybe go for even more self-heal. Bash onto Colimaz, doesn't settle long at all. Quick interrupt on that Cyclone, and is going to be able to get a Flesh Scarf recovery. Kitty Cat resetting behind the pillar, looking for a couple of regrowths, looking to get back in there again. Because next Convoke, he's definitely going to have a trinket for it. Colimaz getting Zoen, quick maim, gonna be Convoke, but Zoen is there to split the damage. Colimaz needing one bite, but I think the Zoen and Images are eating the rest of the damage. And Colimaz just kept it cool and collecting big BDB. I think it might be over for Kitty Cat. Big spin correct to win off Fist of Fury, locking him down with a whirling Dragon Punch with Seavark. Last one on Team 2, holding the fort, trying to max out the damage into Colimaz. Dora Shadows around the corner. She'll be able to reach him. That's going to be barrages back to back. Needs to get himself a set of missiles. Just continue to barrage the boy as best as possible, especially while Colimaz is low. Not letting this man get any kind of healing whatsoever. Gonna get himself silence. That's going to be Fort Brew. In cap onto Seavark. And Colimaz should hopefully be able to get himself some heals here and there. Seavark trying not to interrupt him on nature. No more Fleshcraft. I think Colimaz might be over. Big karma. He has to burn through a good karma damage in order to get into the health of Colimaz. That's going to be able to do it. I think barrage. Oh! Arcane Orb does it instead. Looks like the Hunter might be next. Seavark trying to go for the ultra time in case damage ramps up. Letting that pet get a couple of bites and Seavark get a couple of pecks around the corner. Scatter shot with the freezing trap. Maybe if Fog can go for some damage. Seavark trying to just get interrupted. Gonna be big touch to the magic. Blink and pass Fog as best as they can. Gonna be aim shot trying to land the sun as best as possible. It definitely has a big aim shot proc ready to go as the two are just trying to play into procs with one another. As Seavark needs to go for the biggest damage possible. He does have a big go versus the Hunter a little bit later. Full arcane power, potential with touch and magic. Everything should be available here. As the Hunter is trying to find a better angle. Does go for, I believe, a Battle Master Trinket here. So playing very defensive very early. Seavark, I think this time playing Shimmer. There's no way he isn't. Touch and magic, potentially have the biggest setup. Just trying to get some procs. Gonna be a big instant cast. Well, get hit with the missiles. Just to go maybe for Feint Death. Gonna be more missiles for Seavark. Feint Death for the Hunter for a second, just to remove the debuffs for a moment. And Seavark backing up out of there completely. Just trying to deal with the Chakram. He's gonna get himself a heal. Rapid Fire is gonna do a bit of damage to him. And that's gonna be Fleshcraft for the Hunter. And Seavark can just letting the Fleshcraft happen. Needs to go for a evocation of his own. At least for now. Just to recover a bit of health. As it's still chasing, running away from the pet. I think just waiting for maybe to get his shield back, maybe get some food. Biting shot, no way out of it unless he goes for an invis. Potentially, oh, ice block, there he goes. I like he's like, why is he like angled to the side? Is it because he got shot while he ice blocked? Maybe. Mirror images onto the Hunter. Definitely needs to feint death him as best as he can. Hanging out by the pillar, by line to the side, touch the magic, get it set up. And Seavark is going to hit with a lot of damage, though. He's going to have himself that all-to time with the temple, giving him as much life heal as possible. Free the trap. He's going to put him in a bad spot. Mirror images do ruin the Hunter. Do silence him for a second. Feign death as he gets a turtle shell rolling. Potentially is going to cancel turtle shell, but that's going to be more missiles for Seavark. Even more missiles to follow. The Hunter, I think, is dead. One more barrage, it's over. Oh my god. Wait, he's so dead. Arcane Orb. Oh, he had himself Palm Blast. My goodness. Is it Pace? Is it Wolfie? It's gonna be next. Seavark hitting Wolfie with a Nova. Ooh, Shackles almost connects, but the line of sight does break it. With the big barrages onto Wolfie. Seavark is just moving all over the place. Dude, I'm so difficult for me to keep camera. It's so hard to get track of this mage because he's just moving. This guy's just all over the place. And if I'm Wolfie, I feel like I'm spinning my camera around just trying to watch for Seavark. Gonna be the missiles as he gets in with the Mirrors of Torment. Definitely needs to land it. Oh my goodness! I'm not sure what happened to that interrupt, but that thing just didn't even happen. And Pace is the last one left. How did Seavark fight the Hunter? I mean the Rogue? My goodness! Seavark has got himself Arcane Orb, missing the Rogue. He does get himself a Slice and Dice. It's going to be Nova by Seavark, Shadow Strike by the Rogue, Invis by Seavark immediately into a Kidney Shot as he sees the Poly trick around Seavark with a Temporal. So you might be able to get some health back. Maybe a little. Ice Block has to use it. 75% dampener. This is where Seavark is under a ton of pressure. Rogue trinketed, vanished. And Seavark trying to see if he can bail out of there. Man, he goes far. Arcane Orb. Ultra time. The Rogue has a Cloak of Shadows and a Blind on the Seavark as he goes for a Ultra time and Mirror Images. I'm surprised Mirror Images didn't try to keep it in combat. Kidney Shot, I think it's over. Yeah, I don't know how we survive that ever. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. These boys played to the very, very, very end as best as they could. And they did a great job. They did a fantastic job, man. All right, let's get another goal. And we got enough time for one more, yeah?